My father was a small businessman. He worked really hard. He printed drapery fabrics on long tables where he pulled out those fabrics and he went down with a silk screen and dumped the paint in and took the squeegee and kept going. He provided a good middle-class life for us.
Hillary Clinton talking a lot about her blue-collar roots last night, emphasizing she could do more for the middle class, but Trump hit back, saying success is nothing to be ashamed of.
Well, for one thing, and before we start on that, my father gave me a very small loan in 1975, and I built it into a company that's worth many, many billions of dollars with some of the greatest assets in the world. And I say that only because that's the kind of thinking that our country needs.
With me now, Joseph Wurzelbacher, or as he is better known, Joe the Plumber. What did you think of Hillary Clinton's middle-class blue-collar pitch?
I literally laughed out loud. You know, her father might have been middle class, but Hillary Clinton does not share middle class values. You know, when we here in the blue collar world give our word means something. That's how we survive. We don't write contracts up with each other. We give our word, and the guy shows up the next day and does the job and gets it done right. You know, I mean, you got to ask yourself, if Hillary Clinton actually told the truth, would you believe her? You know, most Americans say not. Last poll I saw was something about 60% unfavorable towards her. You know, she lied about Benghazi. She lied about her servers. The FBI said she lied. How can anybody that is a known liar actually run for president of the United States of America? So it's absurd her trying to connect with blue-collar workers because we don't trust her. Her word means nothing. And if your word means nothing, that means your character is in question.
You know, Joe, we've got the next debate coming up, and it's going to be a town hall kind of style debate with citizens asking questions. And you know, your point's well taken about also the fact that we haven't had a lot of economic growth in this country. We sort of have a lost decade. Do you think Hillary Clinton, what do you think she's going to do with manufacturing jobs? Do you think she could create more of them?
No, you know, Trump hit the nail on the head last night when he talked about 30 years of bad experience. You know, Hillary Clinton's been there from the beginning, and the quagmire we are in is one of her making. So she tried to hit Donald Trump about being rich. You know, Donald Trump became rich through hard work, building companies and creating jobs. Hillary and Bill Clinton have become rich by selling America out. So no, she's going to keep kicking the can down the road, fattening her purse at the detriment of Americans. And that's the problem. She says she has a plan, but she actually never says anything concrete that us blue-collar workers, middle-class Americans, can grab a hold of and use. It's a lot of talk, no action.
You know, Joe, you're out there, you're talking to regular folks out there, you know, people that you see every day. Margaret Thatcher once said that socialism is basically envy. And socialism, because it's envy, it destroys. When you hear all this talk about fair share, how does that come across in the heartland?
You know, fair goes out the window after you're about 6 or 7 years old. You know, when you give your kids a candy bar, you cut it in half and you give them that. But in the real world, you have opportunity, and that's what makes America great. Everybody stands at the same opportunity. You know, it's what you make of hard work, discipline, individual responsibility. These are the things that conservatives talk about, and that's how we make a living, and that's ultimately how we become successful. Hillary Clinton wants to give everybody excuses to why they can't get it, and they want to point the finger at you and I for putting them down. No one's putting them down. I want everybody to be successful, and I think, you know, Donald Trump's tax plan, and, you know, helps further the goal to allow more Americans to get out there and realize their dreams. To where Hillary Clinton, you know, she wants to put more democratic policies in place that ultimately tore apart the black family, that tears apart America, that sets us against them. You know, and that keeps the power in her hand. She doesn't want people to succeed. If they succeed, then Hillary Clinton's power goes away. And that's what people really need to think about. When the media and politicians get involved, you know, we lose our liberty, and we can't allow that to happen.
Joe the Plumber, thank you for your time. Really appreciate it, sir.